Hello, and thank you all for joining us today for today's webinar. My name is Matt Sprague, Senior Product Marketing Manager for Trimble PPM, and your co-host for Elevate 2021, as well as your host for today's webinar. This is a sneak peek into what this year's Elevate is going to provide. We're extremely excited about what we've been working on and the amazing lineup of presenters and topics that we have for you. The challenge this year was to provide what historically had been an amazing in-person event in a virtual environment. We're super sad that we can't be there with you this year, but we're really excited about what we have in store for you. The work going behind the scenes has been nothing less than exceptional. A huge shout out goes out to Megan Vance, Lindsay Kelly, Chris Colehagen, and Maggie Caesar, along with a massive list of other Trimble employees and customers that have really dug in to make this year a memorable, valuable experience for everyone. One little piece of detail for preparation for today's webinar is that we highly recommend that if you have questions to put them in the chat panel, and we'll do our best to address those at the end of the webinar. So I have three of my colleagues with me today to provide individual insights from their experience in preparing for this event. Please let me introduce, so to my right, your left, Lindsay Kelly, Director of Demand Generation. Also with me is Dan Connery, Senior Director of Product Strategy and Management, and Sergio Aranda, eBuilder Account Manager. So this is going to be a very informal interview panel discussion designed to provide you visibility in what's in store on September 21st through the 23rd, which is Elevate 2021. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first question goes to Sergio. So considering the 15 years of experience that you have with eBuilder and attending Elevate, what is unique about this experience and what should first-time attendees expect?
Thank you for putting me on the spot, Matt. And by the way, of everybody that's on this call, I'm probably the one that's the most sad because I don't get to see my clients in person. But this definitely is the next best thing. And getting back to your question, having been here 15 years, I've had the pleasure and the honor of representing eBuilder across many conference events, right? So it was interesting because, again, rolled the clock back 15 years ago, go to my first conference. I'm like, oh, this is very interesting. Look at all these people here representing owner agencies, right? Then we go back to our conference. You know, we got a handful of people, very small, and subsequent, sessions year after year after year, until we got to the point where all of a sudden I'm looking around at my conference and saying, or our conference, right? Saying, holy moly, we're going to need a bigger boat because we can't basically house all of these people, right, that are coming in here. That was one of the feedback. The comments that we were getting from attendees, guys, when are you guys going to get a larger venue, right? So all that to say that we are, in my opinion, based, again, on my experience, the largest owner-centric conference that's out there, right, number one. So bar none, healthcare, higher education, government, representing aviation, infrastructure, transportation, water, wastewater, you name it. That concentration of clients in one place once a year, I think we are unique in that sense. Number two, this virtual format, I guess one of the takeaways which I've been sharing with my clients is that one of the common comments that we got from attendees was, Sergio, this conference was so awesome. I wish I could bring everybody on my team because the energy, the excitement, the insights that we're learning, it would be so great to have my boss included as part of this conversation, for example, right? So you guys have taken that barrier away. So I want to make sure that everybody that's on the call, whether you participated before or not, take advantage of this unique opportunity. Let's get, we got the cost barriers and the travel time constraints out of the way, right? The learning aspect is, again, equal to none in terms of the presentations that you guys will be able to see. And I know that this format it goes beyond what we typically do as far as webinars, right? Another common theme that I get from participants coming away from this is, Sergio, I'm leaving energized because of all the great things that I've learned during the conference, both in the presentations and the interactions with my peers, right? One-on-one interactions that they'll have the opportunity to do. So think about it from the standpoint of being in a room with 400 other people that have learned all of these challenges that you guys are dealing with right now. A lot of them are common challenges. They've already come up with practical solutions, so their pain is your benefit. So I'll stop there because I know we've got limited time, but I could go on and on and on about this.
Thanks, Sergio. I really like the fact that you were able to draw basically a silver lining to the fact that this year has to be virtual, but there are benefits to it that more people are able to attend fiscally, basically this year rather than previous years. So next question revolves around, which is usually a extremely fan favorite section of Elevate, which is around the product roadmap session. So Dan Connery, this question is for you, and that you have a very unique position as the Senior Director of Product Strategy and Product Management, and you're presenting the product roadmap at Elevate. What sneak peeks can you provide about the product roadmap that you're presenting about?
Sure. So before I get into the sneak peeks, one of the things I want to let everyone know is this is by far the best roadmap session we've had since I've been with eBuilder and part of Trimble. And I'm truly amazed and very humbled with how much that we've been able to accomplish since Elevate 2019, for those of you who attended back in 2019, and especially considering how crazy 2020 was for all of us. So I know 2020 had a huge impact on our customers, but it also had a huge impact on us. And again, we got a lot done. So you're going to be able to see that if you come to Elevate 2021. As far as sneak peeks are concerned, for me personally, my favorite part of doing a presentation or my favorite part of attending a presentation is when I can see stuff live. So show me what you're talking about as opposed to just talking about it. So I was super excited that we managed to land one of my favorite feature improvements in the product, which is our DocuSign integration. So anybody out there that's using our current DocuSign integration, or prospects out there that are thinking they would love to have DocuSign integrated into their electronic workflows, I'm going to show you something super, super exciting. Also, a big part of what we're focused on across Trimble, not just with an eBuilder, but across the entire Trimble portfolio, is this concept of connecting. And what we're focused on, of course, is connecting our solutions. Why do we want to connect our solutions? Mainly because it frees up the data that you all have. We hear time and time again about data silos. And what we want to do is knock those silos down, allow information to flow frictionlessly through applications. And so I'm going to actually show something that we're working on. In fact, Matt Sprague's been the one actually doing most of the heavy lifting on this with his colleagues in other parts of Trimble. And we're going to show CityWorks, which is our asset management platform, and show how we can get information flowing back and forth, as well as the secondary benefit that these type of connections provide directly to you, our eBuilder customers. So that's my sneak peek. Otherwise, you got to come to the session and see what else I'm going to show.
Thanks, Dan. And yeah, I would agree that one of the highlights of your sessions is when you talk about me in my session. So this next one is going to be a round robin question for all three of my guests today. And I'm going to start with my lovely co-host here next to me, Lindsay. But really what I'm interested, or rather I think all the attendees here will be interested to know, is what sessions or presenters are you most excited to go to and listen to, and why?
Well, and to start off, there's so many, it was really hard to choose. Being as close to the entire Elevate production as you know, myself and Megan and Maggie and you have all been, it was hard to pick just one. But I think that the reason that I chose this one particular session was because I've never been able to attend an Elevate before. This is actually my first experience with Elevate, being a little newer to the company. And I always hear about, you know, how, you know, deep of a connection people have to eBuilder, and that eBuilder has to the customers. And so customer is something that I hear day in and day out. And so for the session that I'm the most excited to hear about is going to be Thursday at noon Eastern. And it's called Accelerating the Adoption and the PMIS Maturity Model, revealing the secrets of success pillars for driving continuous improvement. And that is a framework that was really born from Dan Boron and his team. Dan is our VP of Customer Success. So this is going to be a session that's celebrating our customers and all of the accomplishments that they've had, using all of the data from years past to see, you know, how people are improving their processes, and how, you know, these 5 pillars can be used as guiding principles to help other customers be as successful as possible as well. So that is the one I'm really looking forward to.
That's awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. Dan Boron does a great job, and the Success Pillars is a really impressive framework that I think everybody's going to be able to benefit from. So I will now ask the same question over to Sergio.
Well, Matt, that's easy. The one that I'm most excited about is the one that I'm moderating with Rick Peterstedt, surviving. Oh, wait a minute. I can't promote my own session.
You're not allowed to do that, Sergio.
My bad. I apologize. In that case, if I had to pick another one, it's definitely the 5 imperatives of success-driven implementation, right? Lessons learned from the eBuilder implementation journey. And one of the reasons, or several reasons why. Number one, the 2 speakers, I know them very well. Peter Urban with KFA. Peter has been speaking at many of our conferences in the past. I've had the pleasure to sit in on a lot of his sessions, and every time I sit in a presentation with Peter, I always feel like I come out 25% smarter. So number one, that's an immediate great takeaway there, right? Number two, Harold Concepcion from Miami-Dade Water and Sewer, which also happens to be one of my customers. And this notion of success-driven implementation, we all know that rolling out a system like eBuilder has a lot of challenges. There's a lot of, forget about the technology component for a moment, right? Everything that we have to do as far as configuration, but getting that mindset change, getting people to change the way they do business, changing business processes, that is a huge component. And Lindsay, funny enough, that ties into what you were just talking about the 5 pillars, right? How you go about rolling that out, the support structure that you have in place. And based on my experience, understanding, working with Miami-Dade Water and Sewer, I know that Harold and team have done an amazing job getting that system in place and changing a lot of minds in a very complex organization, even across multiple agencies at the state level. So again, my pitch is for the 5 imperatives.
Awesome. Thanks, Sergio. Certainly, last but not least, Dan Connery, let me know what you're most interested and excited about.
Yeah, so unlike Lindsay, I'm not as disciplined, so I picked 2 because I didn't want to just pick one. And my 2, one may be a little bit of a surprise, especially being someone who really thinks about the product and thinks about features and functions all day long. The one that I put top of my list has to do with security. And so the title is Sleeping Better at Night, Sleeping Better at Night. And why this is that in 2020, not only did we have to deal with a global pandemic, but we also had to deal with a drastic escalation of security challenges as a world, not Trimble, but just as a world. So there were major data breaches with various companies. Last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, we had a gas line that got taken down. We had a meat processing company that got taken down. So it became imperative that at Trimble, we are not going to allow that happen, not on our watch. So security may not be overly jazzy, but it's incredibly important. So I'd strongly suggest everybody come and check that out. The other session, which is more near and dear to my heart, is our easy to use and delighting users. So one of my colleagues, Michelle, and her team of highly expert user experience folks are going to take you through and help you see some of the things we're working on. We had big hopes in 2020 to do some things in eBuilder Enterprise around the user experience. Security took a hold of that, as well as the pandemic, and now we're starting to get that work flowing back through the product. And then I also want to plug the Surviving the Data Avalanche, because it has 2 of my favorite speakers in it, and Gary and Wendy. So you can learn more about them by attending their session. So that's my answer.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dan.
Well, now you don't get out of this question either, Matt. So which session are you most looking forward to?
That one's an easy one. For me, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we are lucky enough to have Cindy Hoagland, Senior Vice President of Trimble's Global Accounts and Corporate Partnerships, join us for a session called Get Smart, Get Started, Get Results, what Trimble is doing to aid in building back a better America. So Cindy will talk us through the Infrastructure Investment in Jobs Act, the IIJA, formerly the AJP, and formerly it goes on and on and on. And also what Trimble is doing to prepare our customers to take advantage of this remarkable funding event. So I'm very excited to hear what she has to say. Okay, So now, going actually right back to you, Lindsay, can you tell us a bit more about the platform and really what kind of some of the other peripheral things that'll be going on with this conference that maybe everyone's not really familiar with? So love to kind of hear what you feel is kind of the most exciting things. And I heard you have a little bit of a show and tell for us as well.
I do. So we're really excited this year. And I know in years past, there's been a bit of a barrier for everybody to be able to attend Elevate because, there's travel involved. But this year it's virtual. 100% virtual. We're really excited about the platform. The experience for you guys, we're hoping is one that is really exciting and enjoyable. This is not a typical GoToWebinar style. It's a platform called Hub.me. So we're going to have all kinds of different things for you guys to take a look at, virtual booths. You guys can have opportunities to earn points, and those points will add up for fabulous prizes. We have open chat features. You can ask speakers questions. So I'm going to give you guys a really quick high-level overview of what you can expect to see when you first log in. And so if you'll pay a close attention here to the screen, when you first log in, you'll have a great welcome video here from Maggie Caesar, our senior customer marketing person. She has been with eBuilder for so long and seen so many amazing Elevates. So she was very excited to welcome you all to the platform. And you'll see here, we're thanking our major sponsors here. Parsons, huge sponsor, platinum sponsor. And then we have CDN Smith and AECOM as our gold sponsors. And you guys can look over here in the upper corner that has some of our sponsor information and photo booth information over here. Take a look at that. Go over there, visit the sponsor booths. So there's two different ways to get there. You guys can go right here into the sponsor tab, or you can go up here and click on the banner. Same thing with our photo booth. Go in, take a selfie, have yourself sitting in a bulldozer, put a fun hat on, hashtag EB Elevates, share it to social media. That gets you even more when it comes to some of the points and prizes if there's going to be a tiebreaker. So what you can do with the gamification is you can click over here on our awesome 1980s arcade game right here, and that'll take you into gamification, shows you the leaderboard, who's winning. There's a whole variety of different ways that you guys are going to be able to earn points, from attending sessions to visiting sponsor booths to answering some of our Elevate survey questions. There's so many different ways, and the prizes are awesome. I mean, we've got a 12.9-inch iPad Pro as our top prize. We've got Apple Watch. We've got Apple EarPods. I said it the right way. I keep calling them earbuds. They're EarPods. So we have so many exciting things. You're going to be able to go in and make a schedule for yourself. So if you go into the sessions tab right here, it'll list a whole bunch of different sessions, all of the days, individual days. You can add it to your schedule session right on the side, and then it will appear in the My Schedule area. You can go into the community and find people, do one-to-one messaging. You can visit, the eBuilder booth. We've got, some amazing folks in there that you can connect to, get on a live video feed with, just chat instantly. And then, the lobby is going to be the place where you guys are going to spend a lot of time. So this is where you'll see all of our amazing speakers. They're going to be pumped in live right here. You have spaces on the side where you can just chat out, ask questions, and just engage as much as you can. One of the other really exciting things that we have this year is, all of our sessions are going to run with some Q&A, and then in between sessions, we're going to give you a couple little breaks, 15-minute breaks. But instead of just, saying, hey, we'll be right back, and having some nice elevator music, we actually have DJ Schematics, who's going to be coming in, doing 15 minutes spin sessions. He is an amazing, amazing DJ, and we're super excited to have him there. He'll be shouting out, to our sponsors and thanking people, doing customer shout outs. So it's going to be really engaging and a lot of fun.
Will they do account manager shout outs too, Lindsay?
Well, who does shout outs?
Will they do account manager shout out to DJ?
Well, only for you, Sergio. I've already told him to make sure to show Sergio the love.
Just making sure.
So, and then there's one other really exciting thing that I want to be able to share with you guys that I am going to pop up right now. We have Max Darwin. Max Darwin is a magician. And so Celebrate Elevate is all about having fun, celebrating customers. Customers are like family to us. So we wanted to make sure that we had an amazing event that was going to be a lot of fun for the whole family. So I'd like to cue this up and give you guys a little taste into what you can expect to see for Celebrate Elevate.
Hi everyone, I'm Max Darwin, and I'm a magician. Some people call me the Amazing Max. And on September 21st, I'm thrilled to be joining all of you for the Celebrate Elevate event. I'll be performing at 5:30, and I just wanted to tell you that I hope you can make it. And also, if you know anyone who is a smaller human, child-shaped, kid-like, they can come too. This is a super family-friendly event, and it's going to be very fun and interactive. The Elevate team asked me to give you a little taste of what might happen during the show. So don't blink, watch close, and picture a whole show filled with stuff like this.
I'm no longer broken-hearted.
It's gonna be that kind of show. See you on the 21st, 5:30.
You got what I like. I can see that you're watching me come.
All right, we're back. We're back.
We're back.
That's exciting. Cool. All right, so want to make sure we leave time for any questions from the attendees. I believe we have a handful that are in the chat right now. But once again, please make sure that if you do have a question, please share them in the chat. So do we have them? I can't read minds.
Not today, right?
Not today.
Hey guys,
Oh my-
Maggie's here. I'm kind of lurking on the chat. I'm happy to read a few of the questions that have come through that would be helpful to other attendees.
Let's do it.
All right, so a couple, well, first of all, the most important question we've got is Sergio's band playing again this year? And unfortunately, we
knew
can
that
no
was
longer
coming.
afford him. So, no, but
And then
we'll have to bring him back soon.
Yep.
We have gotten a lot of those questions. So Sergio,
a
we're gonna
breakout
give
session.
Sergio a big head.
A breakout room for Sergio to do an a cappella session.
There you go.
So a couple folks have asked when they will be able to have access to hub.me, which is the platform we're using. So that is going to be on the 16th, correct? We're going to be inviting everyone in. You'll get an email with information on how to log in. You can create your profile, add a picture, put a bio in there, and start looking around and poking around in there, building your schedule, that sort of thing. Tina Pearson wants you to know, Dan, that she cannot wait for DocuSign. That is a game changer. Thank you, Tina. Let's see. Those were the couple big questions. Other than all of the requests for Sergio, I have to sift through.
I know a couple people have asked me if we're having virtual donutries to bring back the donuts also, because that was equally a success of 2019. So I'm assuming no, we will not be delivering donutries to all attendees. Is that true?
Unfortunately not.
Right.
Unless I can pull that
I'll
together
buy
in a
my own
week.
donutry. I'll eat it online, so you can virtually have pleasure in me eating donuts.
That's a special at 2 o'clock. No, I'm kidding.
Let's see. So Terry Johnson, good friend Terry Johnson says this platform looks so cool. So I'm glad you think so. We demoed a lot of different platforms, and this was by far the best. Oh, Christopher Haight wants to know where the coffee cart's going to be. The coffee cart's another thing we're going to miss this year, but we will add it to our list for another time. Just gonna have to get the good old Keurig going for Elevate this time.
Virtual coffee.
Virtual coffee. I think those are all the major questions. It just seems like a lot of people are excited, and we are too. I certainly miss seeing everybody, and hopefully we can all see you soon. But I think this is definitely the next best thing.
Hit stop.
Oh.
All right. So thank you. Thank you all for putting in the questions into the chat. Before we completely let you go, I have a few more things to highlight that I would be remiss if I didn't bring attention to. So first is the IIC Awards, so the Innovations in Construction Awards. So this is, first of all, this year we actually had the most submissions that we ever had. And we're super excited to announce this year's winners. And really, it's like who's going to join the 2019 IIC Award winners, Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority and Northeastern University. So that is always a fan favorite, and I believe that's on the first day. Is that correct?
It is. It's on the first day, and we'll have John Antebi, who is our co-founder of eBuilder, and Greg Blackman, who is our general manager now.
Awesome. Two more things to bring highlights to. Elevate lives on for you. So what does that mean? Is that this isn't it's going to happen on that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in September and be cut off. We'll actually have access to all of the sessions for any of the registered attendees all the way through the end of October. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. And then the last thing here is to make connections, right? So that was one of the things that Sergio brought up as one of the things that everybody really enjoyed about attending Elevate. And we actually just yesterday negotiated with Hub.me to go live with a one-on-one chat opportunity. So you might be able to recognize somebody with that is a peer of yours that may have solved a similar problem that you may have, and you can actually connect with them through the platform and have those individual one-on-one conversations to learn from your peers. So super excited about that.
That's huge. Awesome. Thank you for that. We appreciate it, Matt.
And then, oh, actually, I lied. There were not 3 things. There were 4 things. Many of you signed up to this with the promise of a discount for attending. So in addition, so for those of you in attendance today on the live webinar, we're offering additional discounts. So if you're going to be a new registration, it's 25% discount off your ticket. If you're already registered, we're offering a 50% discount if you bring along a peer, a friend, an uncle, I don't care. Anybody who wants to join. So that's about all the time we have today. Thank you all so much, and to my guests for joining me today and sharing your insights and perspectives. And will definitely be an awesome event in a few weeks. So thank you all very much. Again, Matt Sprague from Trimble PPM, and we're looking forward to a great Elevate 2021.
See you guys soon.